like thing in mind necessarily today. Just been really uh just kind of working on smoothing out energy and working through the back a lot. I know for me that's a lifelong, practice of like constantly having to keep my back like as loose as possible because it's so, most of my spine is fused with metal rods, and so uh, that definitely influences my practice and a lot of things. And I'm sure that's why I just love cat cows so much and could just do that because it's just like even just simple movements feel so nurturing and good to keep things moving, keeping things like circulation in muscles when they get tight, when they get more stuck and rigid feeling. I try to think about it like the muscle pumping um, circulation through. So um, yeah, we'll just go ahead and close our eyes and get settled in. Let's take a few big kind of clearing breaths if you want to move a little bit. And, maybe it's a sigh, maybe it's kind of forceful breath out. Clearing out whatever is on your mind, whatever has been happening before this moment. As we're settling into being here and now within our bodies, noticing our mind, taking the awareness to the breath, and the physical sensations that come up. And just settle into that. Maybe softer breath. Bring the hands together to the heart. Set your intention for your practice today. How easy, let that go. Just coming to our cat cows. Thinking about drawing the energy up through the spine as you create movement in your tailbone, forward and back, that domino effect through the spine, opening up, forward and back through the rest of the length of your body. As you're doing this, take a moment and slow down through your cat cows. Notice where you definitely drop into it forward and back. So like I pull my neck forward, I kind of like lean forward through my chest. And I'm just going to take a moment and see if I could open that up a little differently. Just to notice, maybe not. Maybe that's what it is. And then rounding back, notice where you might just like drop back in the middle back. Is there anywhere else, maybe like the head just drops down? Maybe there's like a different place to expand. Try that a couple of times. Good. Awesome. Let that go. Let go of that practice. Roll the shoulders. It's always like one little tiny bug flying in my face. Get out of here. Rolling the shoulders. Holding awareness of our patterns in whatever way they show up opens up the door for us to have opportunity to change those habits, those patterns. Stretch your arms out. And if it's like a postural, awareness, bringing the hands up, exhale, push them out and down all the way. A few more times, rotating up. Or if it's, more like an emotional habit or mental like way of thinking, just opening our eyes to noticing changes that we want to have. Take time, but they can trickle in. Little changes along the way. At least the opportunity, push out side to side and hold it side to side. Try to relax through the tops of the shoulders. See what you can do in the neck there. And let it go. Good. Take your arms across to give yourself a hug. Squeeze it in. And easy, soften it out. Take your hands across to the opposite leg. Draw back. Roll forward, bringing your hands forward fold. Sorry, not roll. Stretching the arms forward, relax into your heart space, draw in through the front body. And walk it back up. Let's go ahead and change the leg position if you'd like to, continuing cat-cows. Good. Upright, stretch your arms up. Press them together into the heart. Back up. Exhale, push out. Bring the fingers together to stretch them towards you under the wrists. Breathe. Exhale, soften the hands down. Take the arms across the body to hug. Draw the elbows down, round in if you'd like to. Reach up. Bring the hands to the opposite leg. Round in, lean back. And bringing the hands forward fold. Walk the hands back behind us to shine the heart up for a breath. And exhale. Good. Let's come on into table and keep moving into cat-cow. Coming through tabletop to stretch the left leg back. Power up your leg, nice and strong. Take your right arm forward, thumb up. Top of the head forward, chin in a little bit. Exhale the hand down, bring your toes down and press into that leg. Get a little stretch through the back of the leg. maybe through the foot. Change sides. Exhale, hand down, push into that back foot. Good. Bring the knees back to table and take your hands, you can walk them up. Giving a moment in a kneeling position to stretch, move, roll your wrists. Do what feels good here. Maybe it's a little massage. Taking a moment to honor these joints, honor the wrists. You're like, thank you. Oh, your cute little wrists. All right, bring the hands down and come up to down dog. Pedal your feet. Good, come all the way forward. So remember, just take care of yourself, listen into what you need today, what's right, what's not. Forward fold, front of your mat, bending into the knees, laying your torso onto the legs. Hips lift up, head comes down, but only so much that we stay connected to the legs, connected to the strength of the front body, drawing in. Relax your neck, relax your jaw. Good. Keep connected to the strength of your legs and come up. Strength of the core lifts you up. Reach and soften. Coming into your mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold. Awesome. Beautiful. Halfway lift. Step back into your plank pose. Here we are. Bring your knees down and lift up the feet. Draw the legs into each other. The toes aren't flexing up. They're not like pointing or flexing. It's just neutral. Low belly in. Play lifting your hips up a little bit. Soften them down a little bit. Find in between. Good. We're gonna draw the hips back. If you are uncomfortable to the knees, draw like kind of like rolling onto the knees. Have them, put a blanket underneath. Walk your hands forward, drawing back through the hips, and roll forward back to your knee plank. So do it in your way. We're just sliding forward and back in the pelvis to get a little stretch. So I'm not doing child's pose. I'm doing like an exaggerated cat pose with the hips back. Forward and back. A couple more times. Balancing our energy from the chest, the upper body, the lower body, and the pelvis. Getting some more movement in the hips and the legs, powering up through the shoulders, some strength in the arms, and the core that is drawing you forward and back through our transitions. Lower all the way down this time. Cobra. Exhale. 2 more cobras. Exhale, let it go. Push up to your down dog. And reconnect to your intention. What was your intention for your practice today? Mine was to try to be soft. I'm trying to notice and hold curiosity Come all the way forward to your forward fold. You can lengthen out a little bit, come into it. Rise up, coming into your mountain pose, a big lift up to the sky, and release. Take a breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift into your plank pose. Hold your plank here. Check your neck alignment. Smooth out your breath. Exhale, come up down to the knees. Lower all the way down. Cobra. Release, 2 more cobras. Push back up to down dog. Awesome, come forward. Rise up. Mountain pose. Good, let's warm up. Take the right leg back to crescent lunge. Ground into the legs. Strong front knee over the heel. Back leg strong. A little bend in that back knee maybe to take care of your low back. Stretch the arms up. Kind of play with your back heel, drawing it more upwards, pushing it back towards the ground a little bit. Just kind of feel into your legs. Come forward. Whoa. That was almost anti-gravity pose there. Alan, go ahead and sink down into your chair pose. Keep it a little shallow at first. I think of kind of like an escalator going down, sliding back, down and back, down and back. But this part's staying up. My low belly is lifting, my ribs are in. So my energy is not dumping forward or back through the tail. It's kind of sliding back. Inhale, lift up, release your arms. Other side, left leg steps back. And here, feel into your leg, experiment with your back leg. Holding that curiosity. Noticing you might find something feels like really good. You might find something that does not feel good, you know? Step forward. Down to chair. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Halfway lift into your plank pose. Exhale to draw the knees down, bring the legs together. Side plank with the legs down, the shins down. Left hand down, shifting over. Stretch up through your top arm. Draw it in from the bottom side. So I'm like lifting up my side body. Security through this shoulder. Top arm reaches up. Your eyes might rotate up. Squeeze your legs in. Exhale, rotate through center to the other side. You can play with dropping into the side body a little bit and then lifting back up, just kind of feeling this lifting through your sides up to the top hand. Rotate back, go ahead and bring your hips back. This gives me a moment to release my wrists, kind of lighten through the wrists. I even lift them up sometimes off of the mat. Come forward and lower all the way down. Cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Coming into our crescent lunge the other direction, take your left leg up. Spend a moment here. Soften into your right heel. Feel into the arm. Feel into the stretch through your legs. Bring your foot all the way forward and come up, crescent lunge. Left foot forward, strong core lifts us up. Step forward, down to chair pose. Inhale, come up, forward fold. Half lift, stepping into your plank pose. Go and bring your knees down. Bring your forearms down, coming to your side plank with the forearms down. Now you can straighten out the legs if you want. You can keep the shins down. Left side, side body, drawing it up to the top hand. Smooth breath. Change out. If you need a moment as you change sides, take a moment. You might have your feet stacked on top, or you might have the top foot kind of like in front. Make sure your head's not dropping off. And come out. And bring the knees down, lower all the way down. Push to your knee plank. We'll all spend a moment in an up dog. Ground into the tops of the feet. Micro bend of the elbows towards you. Lift up the knees, open up through the chest. Push back up to down dog. Inhale to take your right leg up. Take a moment here. Soften into your other heel. Feel into the inner legs. Step that foot forward, rise up. And come forward. Chair. Inhale, reach up, let it go. Big step out wide onto your mat. Parallel the outsides of the feet to fold. Pop, pop. My hips always pop when I do that. Our wide forward fold, taking a moment here. Down through your body, notice anything that wants to power up, anything that could be supportive for you if you engaged, like the quads, like the low belly. Notice if there's anything that you could soften. Maybe the toes don't need to be, so tight. Maybe the back of the neck. So take a moment and rise up. Eyes open out to the right, setting up your heels in a line. Slide into your side angle. Take a moment, rising and sinking. If you need to load more weight into this bottom arm, hold awareness that you are. Maybe that means you want to adjust your feet. Maybe you don't want to come down as low. Maybe you want to block in your bottom hand instead of resting against the leg. Trying to make this open shape through the bottom arm, through the fingers, through the palm, the wrist, the elbow, up across the shoulder and the chest. And this arm is outstretched as well. Open. Come up to reverse your warrior. Lengthen out into your triangle. I'm keeping my triangle a little high today, just because the side body, my back feels a bit tight still. I just want to give it some space. So you can adjust based on what you notice, what you feel. Bend into your knee, come up, rotate the foot. If it's okay to have your hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, drawing the palms together, a little bend of the elbows, lifting through the chest, lifting the arms away as you forward fold. Bring the hands to the low back and slide them down the legs. Take a moment here. When you bend into one knee at a time, finding a little length, a little movement. Bend your knees and come up, setting up to the left. Side angle. So there's the depth of the front knee over the heel. Not overextending it over the heel, but just above it, maybe a little closer towards your, towards you. There's sinking into the hips, getting into the legs, to the pelvis here, which might want to stay higher or sink in lower. Adjusting the weight distribution. It's as if stretching through my top arm gives me a sense of lifting up versus dropping my energy down. So there's strength through the spine. Reverse warrior. Up to triangle. Exhale, let that go. Rotate back to your wide forward fold. Twisting, left hand underneath your eyes, right arm up. Your body's probably going to try to shift that right hip up, dropping into the left hip, and just try to keep it neutral and keep it level, neutral, even. Release that arm, other side. Which doesn't mean becoming so rigid and stuck in the pelvis that it creates tension. Just let it go. Little bend in the knees, roll your shoulders. Stretch the hips back, walk your hands forward. Good, come up. Take your time coming up. Do a standing quad stretch, just get into the quads in the most accessible way. I like to hold on to a wall occasionally to focus in, less on trying to balance and more on what I can feel, where I can feel it in my leg. You might even notice what's happening in your pelvis. Is your pelvis tipping back like dancer? Or maybe we're just kind of little soft bend in your standing knee, drawing the pelvis underneath you, drawing the tailbone down. Go ahead and change sides. Go ahead and come on out from there. Let's do eagle pose. We're just going to try to keep a lot of softness in the eyes, softness in the jaw, noticing what we feel, noticing our thoughts, noticing any urges to come out of the pose. Obviously, if we're losing our balance, we just come out, come back in. If you start like moving around within the pose, just come out, come back in, it's okay. Stretch your arms up. Take the right arm underneath the left arm. And we'll get down into the hips, into chair. So the right arm is underneath and the right leg will be on top. So get into your position, power up your standing leg, cross it over, be here and breathe. Drawing in through the front body, sinking it down, sinking back. Try to keep the central channel, like the open space through the front of the spine, keep it open. Good, and just slowly exit out. Try to land gently. Oh my goodness. Other side. So here the left arm is underneath and the left leg will be on top. Come on in. And come out gently, land softly. I'm impressed. We'll just take dancer pose, extending out from the quad stretch. You can start, let's see, that was the right leg we were just standing on. So we can start standing on the left leg. Coming into it in your way, your dancer pose. Try to keep your heart up. Sometimes we kind of like look down for balance. Try to look, if you're focusing your eyes for balance, try to do it at something that's like level with your eyes, maybe. Often it would be something more on the ground, but here I want to see hearts lifting, stretching heart towards your fingers. Keeping the low belly in,
Drawing the navel up. Good. Come on out. Shake it off, just like let go of that side. Noodle monsters. All right, other side. Go ahead. It's your pose, it's your practice. Calming breath, soothing breath. If your if your foot is like losing balance, push into the big toe ball mount. Lift up through the arch. Awesome. Come on out gently. Beautiful work.
Oh boy. I love it. I'm gonna step back to the front of your mat. Let's let it go. Stretching up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to your tabletop. Come through a few more rounds of cat-cows. We're gonna set up into a pigeon or figure four. Of course, any of the options that are right for you. If you want to take pigeon, we'll come up to down dog, right leg up, bring it through. If you want figure four, you can do it in a seat. You could do it on your back. You could get creative with a different pose altogether. Settle in. Come out and change sides. Come out on this side. And bring the knees down into your child's pose. If it's with the legs more open or together. Settling into your heart. Roll up to your seat. So good to have those moments to just exist. No pressure to be, to do. Let's come up into our butterfly forward fold. Come up and take the right leg out to the side, getting into that big back stretch. Out to about 45 degrees. The toes are pulling towards you just a little bit so that this foot is flexed at the ankle. Pinky toes are in line. Sometimes they roll out to the side, and we're just noticing those habits, right? Little changes. Pulling over that leg. Come up to side stretch, up and over. Again, I'm keeping it shallow for my side body, my back. And come up. Other leg out. Set up your extended leg. Check in with the foot and the toes. Folding over your leg to stretch out through the back. Letting go through your neck, letting go through your jaw. And come up to side stretch, up and over. Come up. Let's come into a neutral seat for a moment here before we go back. Neutral seat. Stretching through the neck a little bit, giving a moment to ground the hands. If you want to, I take my hands like I'm doing like a shadow puppet, like of a bird, and then just running it down, even that sometimes is enough sensation and stretch through the neck, kind of stretching the fascia. And I'm letting my chin move away from there. And I'm grounding into the hands to stretch the side muscles of my neck. Sometimes tilting the chin up might find an interesting stretch. Just move with caution, move slowly. Let go of the neck down through center, change sides. Like exploring different angles, putting pressure in different places along the chest. I always push in underneath the collarbone, just like right underneath it. Kind of pulling at the skin a little bit in that direction, getting some stretch through connective tissue. And easy, let that go. Good. Let's go ahead and lay back. Bring your feet down and roll to your back. Take a moment in your happy baby. So let go. Bring your feet down. We'll take bridge pose. Ground into the feet, lift up through the hips. Keep the knees drawing straight forward so they don't open out. Unless the feet are angled out, but if the feet are angled out, you might bring them forward to direct forward. Lift up the heels and roll down. If it's okay, bring the feet together, opening into butterfly here. I do recommend, if it's not right, you could put cushions or pillows underneath the knees to support you here. If it's totally not right, Daydreamer is the opposite pose and a good option with the feet open and the knees together. Bringing the legs back up, drop the knees side to side. Come back to bridge pose, press into the feet, lift up the hips. Some people interlace the fingers underneath, kind of drawing the arms, walking the arms in, giving you something to press down into to lift up. If you have, let it go, lift up the heels and roll down. Shift the knees side to side. One more time in bridge pose. If you'd like to take wheel, if you feel open for that, I can't demo it, but if you know it, you can do it. And lower down. Good, let it go. Let's take the left leg out onto the mat. Shift the hips over to the right, just an inch or two, and hug your right knee up towards your shoulder. The extended leg is strong without being rigid. You can play with taking this bent knee more out to the right, but keep your pelvis grounded. So if it's drawing you to twist over to the bent knee, go ahead and ground into the pelvis, ground into the extended leg, and we'll take it across to twist. You can keep this top leg bent, or if you like to stretch it out and kind of feel into your leg, go for it. Your twist, your time, your body, you know best. Ease it out. So we can bring both feet down, shift the hips over to the left a few inches, extend out that right leg, hug it up, left knee hugs up. Again, if you want to take this left leg out a little bit, but just notice what's happening in your pelvis. Keep grounded. Kind of like tree pose in a way. And take it across the body. Exhale to come out from here. Back to middle. Again, either butterfly, daydreamer, or if you want to take arms and legs up instead for bear pose. Ease out from here. We're going to take a twist, shift the hips to the left. Easy twist, hug the knees up and let them go to the right. Other way, twisting to the left. And come on out. Take a moment. As always, taking a moment to do what feels good for you. Any last poses that you need, anything to complete your practice. If you feel ready to just let go, just let go. Lots of poses, movement.